Let's start with the event that we were watching earlier today. The president talking about the 100 million shots by day 60 of his administration, something he has been consistently touting. About a week from tomorrow, that's well in advance than the 100 days that he set out for himself and that you all set out for yourselves when this administration took office. Will the next 100 million shots happen as fast to get that number fully vaccinated, that number of people fully vaccinated?
Yeah. Well, good afternoon. And I just have to first say that today is a day that feels a lot like all of 2020 coming at us all at once with the George Floyd settlement from Minneapolis. So my heart goes out to that family and to everyone in Minneapolis. And of course, it's a day when we are really beginning to see that if we work together, as President Biden said last evening, we could bring an end to this pandemic. Before he came into office, he made a commitment to do 100 million shots in 100 days. And at the time he made it, people thought it was too high. Now, of course, people think it looks easy in retrospect. But I can tell you, being here from the beginning, there were plenty of moments when we knew there was a ton of work ahead of us to get there. Indeed, we've made great progress thanks to people all around the country. This isn't patting ourselves on the back. This is a really global, national effort, and we are going to hit that target quite early, as you said, and keep going from there because we want to get every American vaccinated and open up vaccinations to everybody at the beginning of May, and we're very excited about that.
So, Andy, speaking of vaccines, I wanted to ask you specifically about the numbers. The New York Times is reporting that there are about 30 million doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine that are sitting in a warehouse in Ohio going unused because it has not yet been authorized here in the United States. But it has been authorized in about 70 countries. Is there a desire or a willingness by the administration to send those millions of doses to countries that desperately need them?
Yeah, I think from everything I know, that estimate is not even close to correct. There are some doses, as you know, as with other vaccines, we try to purchase some in advance in case it's approved, but it's a much smaller amount. I will say that we've had the largest number of deaths in the world in the U.S. and the president's come in and is committed to vaccinating this country. That is indeed our top priority, but. From day one, he also said we have to take and join leadership with the world. That's why we rejoined the World Health Organization. That's why we took the leadership role in COVAX, and we've begun vaccinating countries around the world. The president met this morning with the Quad, the foreign leaders from around the world, to talk about our commitment there. So we are indeed going to be committed to helping get vaccines to the rest of the world. And by the way, we just stood up a new manufacturing facility with Merck for Johnson & Johnson. That's going to be able to also bring vaccines around the globe. So I think you'll see that over time we're going to be a very significant leader and contributor, as we've started out to be, to global vaccinations. We have to be.
Yeah, for sure. Let's talk a little bit about getting back to normal. It is something that the president alluded to last night with his reference to the 4th of July and barbecues. A lot of people talking about that today. What does normal look like to you? For people who did not watch the speech, they may be misinterpreting president comments about the 4th of July and having those barbecues. Does normal include wearing masks in public by the 4th of July?
So what the president has said, and look, what's already the case is that if you are vaccinated and you are visiting with someone who is unvaccinated, as long as they're not high risk, the CDC says you no longer need to wear a mask. So what we are talking about at the 4th of July, we are already taking steps. As more and more people get vaccinated, we'll take more steps. So this is not a situation where it's a flip of a switch, but gradually, as we see reduced case counts, as we see reduced deaths, and as more Americans get vaccinated, we will be able to step-by-step move back to normal. And the president last night just laid out for the country the fact that if we stick together, we don't quit too early, but if we stick together, the journey ahead will allow all of us to start to recapture the things that we really value in our lives, the people, the relationships, and the activities that make us who we are.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank all of you out there.
Thank you as always.
Thanks to at home.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you so much for letting us into your homes during these extraordinary times.